DP world, they looked at East Africa, and it was germinated here a dozen years ago, as the chairman knows, to look at that region as a strategic outpost for development and growth as well. Again, often overlooked in the global economy is that this is a market of better than 500 million consumers, with Ethiopia at the heart of it, with a consuming base of 130 million. Growth of 9% over the last 20 years. We're delighted to have the President of Somaliland, who was elected to office in December with a full mandate of 64%. And of course, the chairman of DP World, who has made a commitment to East Africa and Somaliland. I would say that it was this move by DP World that helped plant a flag for development, which is a priority for the president. So I'd like to start in, Mr. President, on the Berbera port, the strategic nature sitting as a crossroads for the Middle East, East Africa, and the links to Asia. We know the disruption to the Gulf of Aden over the last 2 years. What has it meant, that $400 million investment by DP World, to economic growth, what it represents to GDP, your income for foreign investment and receipts as a result of the port? Because a lot of people don't understand what actually has been developed on the ground. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Before I answer the question, I want to tell the audience I'm from Somaliland. One of the governments in the future. Berbera Port is the most famous port in the Red Sea. It's very old port, and DP World has invested $400 million in Berbera Port. It was transformative. That investment was transformative. It has modernized the port. It has increased the capacity of the port, and now it became a very important port that can give service to the to most of the African countries that have no port. Our main customer and neighbor and our friendly country is Ethiopia, which is more than 140 million population. The Berbera will give a service to Ethiopia now. I expect we have to finalize our transit and trade agreements with Ethiopia soon, inshallah.
Good. Is that something you think you can get done within your first year in office, which would conclude in December 2025? Because everybody's been looking to see if you can get that agreement unlocked and what it would do for development and trade for Ethiopia as well.
My plan is to finalize before the end of the year.
That's quite significant.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I remember discussing this port with you going back 10 years ago and planting a flag, if you will, in Eastern Africa. It's not your first foray there. How does Berbera rate in all the operations you have in nearly 80 countries around the world in terms of modernization, the intelligent infrastructure, the strategic nature, and how it can serve as a crossroads? Because you can make comparisons to what you have in Latin America, Far East Asia, Europe, of course, and the United States. What's the modernization that's actually been undertaken?
Thank you. First of all, I am happy to attend the Government Summit, and I'm honored with the President, whom in short notice came, and he told me I'd been only a few days in the office, and we told him, well, I think it's a good audience, they need to listen to you as a new President. We did a study on Ethiopia. Ethiopia has a double-digit growth in their economy. It's a country of over 100 million people. And the study shows that Ethiopia needs at least 5 ports to cope with the growth that they're going to see in their country. And we selected Berbera for many reasons. First of all, it's an old port. It has been in existence before any ports, in fact, the Red Sea. Unfortunately, it was ignored, but we worked with the government and they encouraged us. We invested in it. Somaliland is not a small country. They have over 4 million people, and a lot of people are businessmen and traders. And we are looking forward for the economic corridor between Ethiopia and of course, Somaliland, where the President just mentioned. I hope it could be done as soon as possible. This agreement will facilitate trade between both countries. Somaliland is very close to the main distribution area in Ethiopia, which is Dir Dawa, which is the main logistic area. And so the relation between the countries are being very good, and many Somaliland people live in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia looks with positive attitude toward Somaliland. We definitely found an opportunity. We developed the port. Immediately, cargo started to come. We are able to handle any size of vessels in Berbera. There is another stage of expansion if needed. The government also, His Excellency the President, provided land for industries. We have already factories under construction, and there are more factories coming to that place. It has a unique situation whereby they're very close to Ethiopia. It has also a unique situation where they are on the maritime routes that connect India, Far East, all the way through the Suez Canal. So it's a very strategic location, but also for business, we have been very happy with the growth of the business.
Good. I'd like to have the strategic input, Chairman, on why the UAE, I like to say UAE Inc., decided to go into Somaliland, because you were in there before anybody else was even thinking about it. So what was the strategic decision, the geopolitical, geoeconomic decision to say, you know what, we can make this work. This country is not recognized, and I want to talk to the President officially with global recognition for statehood. But you took a risk, and it's paying off dividends. But why?
Let me tell you, when we invest in any country, we don't look at any political motive or strategic even. Strategy is not important for us. What's important for us is, can I develop a business? Can I make companies benefit as shipping line to use this location? Can this location become profitable operation? This is very important, crucial. And we look at the growth of the GDP. If the GDP is growing, then that means the cargo will grow. So that is the reason why. Second, traditionally, business from Africa is very important for us.